Okay, Mark Gellard here, and we're always talking about the ultimate fighter in tennis. We often use role models like Rafael Nadal. Well, today we have the ultimate fighter from Argentina, Diego
Visotzky,
who is a professional MMA fighter, and he's now training some tennis players, and he just got back from Roland Garros, and today I have a couple of questions for him to see how he can help you with your tennis game. So, yeah, a lot of people are talking about being an ultimate fighter in tennis. What do you think this means, and what is the mentality of a fighter?
Actually, I think it aims to the mental aspect, because tennis is a very stressful sport. I'm just getting into tennis, and for what I see, it's very tough. I mean, it's tough. It's long matches, and they have to put up with a lot of stress. So they have to become not physically fighters, but especially mentally fighters, to go through all the physical stress and the competition itself. So through the physical training, you can make him stronger mentally.
You've now been working with a professional tennis player, and you've seen some other training from different players. What do you think of the way currently players train physically?
Yeah, well, actually, I think tennis players, they play a lot. You know, they compete all the time, and they play all the time. But they're not. It's not like they take very seriously the conditioning training. And I think that if they would, or the ones they do, could help him very, very much, not only in the physical condition, but also what we were just talking about, the mental situation.
Right. You know, tennis players often struggle with mistakes. If they make a mistake, they lose a point. In your sport, if you make a mistake,
you go to sleep.
You go to sleep. Exactly.
Yeah, as a tennis player, you commit one mistake, you lose 1 point. Commit 10 mistakes, you lose 10 points. If we commit one mistake, we go to sleep.
That's right. What would you say then is the biggest thing that tennis players could learn from fighters like you?
Yeah, the thing, what I'm doing with James Ward, which is the guy that I'm training, is you're not going to train him as a fighter, but you can use many of the fighting techniques or methods to put into the tennis conditioning training. That's what I advise and what I'm trying to do, and we've been working for a month, and you can really tell that it helped him a lot, because he's totally changed his attitude towards the training, towards the playing. We haven't been working for a long time, but you can already tell and see that he's done much better.
Yeah, and he had a great result out there today.
Yeah, yesterday he won. Today he won again.
That's great. So he's having good results.
He's good.
Like yourself in a different arena, but can a fighter be created and made, or do you think it's just something you're born with, being a fighter?
It's both things, because there's a lot of, I mean, you have to have the personality to be a fighter, but you have to learn all the technique. I mean, you can be tough, you can be strong, but it's a combination of, especially in MMA fight, in MMA, because as a boxer, let's say, there's not so much techniques involved, but as an MMA fighter, you have to learn how to punch, how to kick, how to take down, how to defend, how to attack. There's too many techniques, so you have to be born, you have to have a certain personality, but if you don't learn the technical aspects, you're not going to get too far.
Right. to make a tennis player mentally tougher?
It depends on how many days you have for him to rest and to you know, be okay for the game. Like if I know he's not playing until next weekend, I have 1 week. On Monday I can give him hard. I can give him a hard training, and I'm putting some fighting things into his training, like doing combos on the Thai pads, and or doing like specific tennis movements, but with the glove to the palm. So you know, it motivates him a lot.
Right.
And
he's already seen improvements on the court.
Yeah. You can tell. Also, I'm working together with his technique coach. So in some certain movements and things that, you know, he has to improve and get better. Also, like at one moment, I did something that he finished totally tired, and I said, "All right, now you have to take me down." And it was raining, and when he started to rain, he was in a park. We were doing it in a park, and when it started to rain, I said, "Okay, well, let's go." I said, "No, we're not going anywhere. We're training." So we did a 1-hour training down the rain. He loved it. He didn't want to do it first, and then he loved it because he motivates you a lot. It's like, you know, military training or boot camp, what I call it, boot camp. And when he was done, he was very tired. I said, "All right, now you have to take me down." And he was like, "How take you down?" "I don't know, however you can, just try to take me down." So I made him wrestle a little bit. At the end, I let him take me down, and he was happy. But he was dead, he was totally tired. And I said, "All right, again." I said, "You're joking," he said. No, take me down again." So I made him wrestle again, and of course I let him take me down. But he was really good because he was very tired. He was very happy about it too, very motivated, and well, played with his head a little bit.
That's great.
That was the idea.
That's great. And there's a lot of similarities with your sport and ours, being one-on-one in an arena. So it's
with a crowd,
with the pressures. So there's a lot of similarities. What was the best moment in your career as a fighter? Is there some times that you can really remember? And you also have a website, a great website that you have as well to advertise and do a lot of training now. But what was the most enjoyable moment for you?
Actually, as fighters, it's not like tennis player that you compete all the time. You have many matches. Yeah. We haven't got that many fights. Like we fight probably 2, 3 times, 4 times in 1 year. Of course, there's fighters that fight much with much continued rhythm, but the average is like 3, 4, 5 fights in 1 year. So we haven't got that many fights. The thing is that as a fighter, you remember every single fight as something special. You know, every fight is like the last fight of your life, of your career. They all mean something special for me. Of course, the first time I fought, in the same day I won. In the evening, I won a Jiu-Jitsu national championship, and that same day at night, I won my first MMA fight. It was very special for me. Also, when I fought in Japan, I fought a guy that was world champion, and I thought he was going to kill me, and I won. And that's a very special fight for me too. I don't know, some others too, but those are the ones that I can think of right now. Yeah.
Well, that's great, and we really appreciate your time here. And this is Diego here, the father of Ultimate Fighting and MMA in Argentina. We thanks a lot for your time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Whatever you need.